Oh, hello, Ali here, aka the Law of Attraction Lover. And this is a bit of an on the hoof episode, really. If you listen to my last episode, I was actually talking about it was called entitled Be More Like Elsa and Let It Go, and how I wasn't going to worry about the distance between podcasting and force myself to create content, and which was inspired by a lady whose podcast I was confused by on an aeroplane back from Barcelona, because there was a big jump in her episodes and there was no indication that she was going to stop doing her podcast, and she took a year's break. I haven't taken quite a year's break, but I wanted to remain authentic to myself and create content in whatever format that I wanted to do. It's been quite a busy time. A lot has changed in my own personal life. I've let something go that was taking up a lot of time so that I could focus on the things that I wanted to do. And I knew with the universe that if I created a vacuum, that would allow space for things to come through. But I'm surrendering. I know what I'd like to achieve, but I'm surrendering to the outcome. I've been using Ho'oponopono more and the art of allowing, and but still having intentions. But so because I've created this vacuum, I did do a post on social media the other day. It was almost like now I was just sort of downloading content ideas, downloading. I thought it was going to fall out of my ears, but I wasn't always in the space to record or create whatever that content was, whatever format I wanted it to be. And then this morning I'm just laying in bed, I'm chilling, and something started to come through me, and I thought I'm going to do a blog post on that. I'm sorry, not a blog post, a podcast episode on that. As soon as I've made a bit of a blip there and said blog post rather than podcast, I have also made 2 blog posts in the last couple of days, even though that hasn't been happening for a few months. So I'd highly recommend checking them out on the lawofattractionlover.com podcast. See, I'm getting all confused now. A blog post, but this so I had this idea. I thought I'm going to podcast about this, but I'll have to podcast about it when I get home, because I had an appointment to get the tyres changed on my car. So and I got home and I made a note to remind myself what was that content, and it just wouldn't come back. And I thought, okay, I'll talk about my day and say what had happened. So as I record this, it is World Book Day. And there is 2 money mindset books that I absolutely love. And one of them I've loved for years, and that is the Cashflow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. And the other one that came to me through a set of synchronicities a few months ago was Amanda Francis's book. And I'm not going to abbreviate it. We're all adults here. It's called Rich As Fxxk. So I absolutely love this book because it is so different than any other money mindset book that I have ever listened to, read. It is a first because I've actually got the audio book, the ebook, and the physical book. I love it so much, and I bought it for my daughter for her 30th birthday recently, with also a Law of Attraction planner, money planner, to now that she's hit a certain specific decade, to set out her future endeavours. Wanted to motivate her to focus on her own money mindset, but that's another story. But when I first heard the book, when I started listening to the book, in the first chapter, Amanda talks about how she acted like the wealthy woman, and what she did was sneak herself in a certain way, and when you're determined, you're determined, into one of the luxurious hotels in her hometown, or that it was at the time. And she'd find a way to get in and get by the pool and act like she was a resident and surround herself with luxury and wealthy people. And I thought, oh, we've got a luxurious hotel in our town. I'm going to go down there when I've got time and get a coffee or get a meal or something, get my laptop out and act like the wealthy online businesswoman that I intend to be. And it hasn't happened. It didn't happen until today. But I thought I'd let you know, that maybe give you a little bit of hope. So I had this intention, I had the idea, but I want you to know not to give up on your intentions, your ideas, even if it doesn't happen in 5 minutes, 1 week, 1 month. I've noticed recently someone that's very successful is just him and his wife have just gone to Bora Bora, and he put that's been on their bucket list for 20 years. For me to go to Santorini, which was a couple of years ago in New York, that took a long time to manifest. So yeah, so this is actually manifested today, that my car needed its new tyres. I decided, right, I'm going to get dressed up. I'm going to put some nice designer clothes on, feel good about myself, do my hair and makeup. And the tyre centre is at one end of town, and the restaurant and bar was at the other end of town. And I walked down. It's a beautiful spring day, and asked if the concierge if it was okay if I could grab a coffee when my car was having some work done on it. And I sat there and acted like the wealthy woman. We have to start somewhere, even if we haven't got the money in the bank account. We have to show the universe that we are willing and this is what we want, and put out that frequency so we can attract back what we want. In the book, Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, he talks about a secret that's there in every chapter. I believe the secret is persistence. And it doesn't have to mean that you spend hours and hours and hours in your day working on your dreams or focus your attention, but just do a little bit each day. And actually in that blog post, one of those blog posts, I recommend reading. I recommend why I don't believe, even if we're persistent at something, we're not relentless to the detriment of everything else. I have started a Facebook page, and I've got the domain name, about doing Ho'opono, doing business the Ho'oponopono way, the easy way. Because every time people talk about hard work, I actually get a yucky feeling in my stomach. Anything that's ever come into me is when I've got out of my own way and it's flowed through me in the easiest way. And when I see these people talk about work and never have any holidays and work now to get what you want later, we never know what tomorrow's brings. And I think I probably talked about this in other episodes. And I see these people that I resonated to, but now I resonate away from, because it's all work, and you're only going to get it if you do this. And at the time, one of these people in particular was single, didn't have responsibilities of a job, they didn't have a partner to worry about or children, and they're just blasting at this, don't even dare have a telly or watch Netflix. And I just thought, these people, because they're not taking time to relax, there actually could possibility of creating illness and stress in their body. And unfortunately, recently, one of them, I'd seen one in particular was having lots of different ailments, but their life has changed recently, and I think they're understanding to slow down now. But this one particular person is really very go, very ADHD personality, which I think is fascinating. I think I am as well. But older, and maybe that's why to chill out more, is do not have a TV, do not waste time watching TV programs, work on your business, build. Unfortunately, I've seen a post last week where they have been diagnosed with a severe illness. I'll let you put the dots together. They've had some surgery, and I couldn't believe it today. They're back out there posting again, even though they said that they were going to take time to self-love themselves. So I'm going off on a bit of a tangent now, but I decided to act on the hoof and record this, that maybe this inspire you to take time to be the wealthy woman, even if it's a nice just upgrade your coffee when you meet with a friend, and just go somewhere more luxurious, or just take time out for yourself to go. It's going to do your body the best way. So that's what I'm building on now, is trying to set an example of creating businesses you love. And I've paused it at the moment, but I already am qualified as a Ho'opono practitioner. I've gone through the training, I've taken part of the exam, I just have to finish the exam now to be an advanced Ho'oponopono practitioner. But that's what I want to focus on, is setting an example that we can create businesses we love, but in an easier way. And also to take that time out and focus on imagining and set the intention and put your focus out there on wealth and abundance and unlimited overflow, because that's what Amanda teaches. And so on World Book Day, I'm going to put the links for those two books that I mentioned, and my life started to change. I did do a TikTok this morning. Oh, that came out very weird, TikTok. I went into I decided to buy myself an art magazine to take and have this with this coffee. And because they got this TikTok book club, I noticed a section of books, and there was things like Gabby Bernstein's The Universe Has Your Back, The Secret, and with a TikTok about you above it. And I did a post, took a picture of it and turned it into a TikTok, funny enough, and said how I loved that TikTok was making these kind of books mainstream and putting them in the high street, because I actually created my blog entitled The Law of Attraction and Love in 2012 because I read the book The Secret in 2010, and I've been reading personal development books for years, but it was only that book that made me resonate with the phrase the law of attraction, and that everything is energy. And I could see where I was going wrong because I wasn't taking in any inspired action on things. I was just reading books with a very negative attitude of why me, poor me. And I thought, what can I do? And I started a gratitude practice. What could I do to change my life? And that turned into a 5-step framework morning routine that really changed my life. And you can grab that at mywakeuphappy.com, because that's what I want everybody to do. Wake up happy doing what they love and loving what they do. And I'll put the link for that in the show notes. And the reason why I love the Cashflow Quadrant, so recently my partner and I have been looking at art for assets. So in the Cashflow Quadrant, he talks about the 4 quadrants as being E, S, B and I. So E stands for employed, which most of us are, and then S is self-employed. And I believed that when I became self-employed that I was actually a business owner. But he says a business owner is somebody, I don't quite resonate to this now, but I did check it out. This book was written quite a long time ago, and I think Robert Kiyosaki's outlook has changed. But he said then that a business owner was somebody that had a property, a business with 100 employees or over, that was creating an income that he could step away from, or anybody could step away from, and do what they wanted to do, go where they wanted to do, and still have an income coming in. But unlike a self-employed person, it's usually a sole trader or one-man person. When you stop doing it, sometimes, as I was in my physical business, stop creating the product, the income and close the doors, the income stopped coming in. So that's why I was always focusing on the B and the I side of the Cashflow Quadrant. But I seen that a new model is that you could create a business online, especially with the network marketing model, is that you can help other people create businesses and they can help people create businesses, and you create a network of people that can go however deep and however wide, all creating an income doing what they loved. And that could be a business that could create a passive income for everybody involved, including yourself, that you could step away from, or you can do anywhere in the world. That's the way I see businesses. And that I was for investments. So yeah, I'm starting to research about learning about crypto, and as part of my investment strategy, art and other things. I want things that make things life easy. And I don't know where you stand or if you've heard of network marketing at all, but Russell Brunson taught me a different way, where you don't just focus on the network marketing company, you create a brand that's around you about the things that you are passionate about, and then that can be one stream of your income. And that's the methodology that I work from. And funny enough, when I thought I was a bit late getting back to pick up my car after the tyres being fitted, but when I got there, they were still up on a ramp, and they hadn't the wheels were off, but the tyres weren't on. And I got chatting to the guy in the reception, and he said that he was starting his own business. And I said, oh, great, fantastic. What in? And he said, being a mechanic. And I said that when I had my physical business, I'd read the book, The Blue Ocean Strategy. So that's maybe another book for World Book Day. And I said, there's obviously the theory is that, say, if you were the only person doing that thing, there's a blue ocean, people are coming to you because they can't get it from anywhere else. But then when lots of people are doing the same, it's like sharks having a feeding frenzy and the ocean goes red. Everybody's trying to get the same customers. But if you create something a little different, a standalone from everybody else, that people will want to come to you for that. And I actually gave him an idea of a way to stand alone, but by his body language and his speech, subconsciously I don't think he was going to take that idea on. So I'm going to take that idea and see if anyone wants to take me up on it, because I'm so passionate about Russell Brunson's methodology and his software ClickFunnels that I've made my own funnels for it. So my wakeuphappy.com is using one of Russell's funnels to get my free morning routine. I've got other products out there, but when I began, it was a bit tricky training my brain with this new stuff. Now I can do it in an afternoon, and I'm willing and happy to help people to build funnels for them, and I've got packages for that. So I'm basically giving this guy the ideas away from free, but I want to help people create what I call, we're the freedom empire builders. We're building an empire of our own that creates freedom, and we can use various methods, including network marketing, but that in a way that you stand alone from any other people in that company, in that business. And if that's something that interests you, I'll put the link as well in the show notes of how you can become a freedom empire builder. So yeah, that was my On the Hoof podcast episodes from not recording for a long time on World Book Day, and recommending some books there. Highly recommend the Cashflow Quadrant and Rich As Fxxk, especially because Amanda's definitely got a different way, a methodology of looking at money. And if you check her out online, you can see how it's worked for her and worked for others. And the Cashflow Quadrant is another way of looking at creating financial freedom and independence. So I'll put the links for below, and don't forget to try and act like the wealthy woman and create space for yourself, and indulge in a little luxury to show the universe this is what you deserve and this is what you want. So I'm going to leave it there, but don't forget to check out the link in the show notes. And regardless if you're listening to this on World Book Day or any other day. So I'm back for now, and I think I've got plenty more content to come and plenty more ideas to podcast on. But don't forget also to check out the Law of Attraction Lover blog for those new.com for those new posts that I put out there recently. A colleague of mine, or somebody I know, unexpectedly shared a WhatsApp message with me the other day with a beautiful poem quote in it, and said that she'd found it on her phone and she felt that it was my ethos, and that I probably didn't realise that I'd been a huge inspiration to her, and built up her confidence a lot since she had met me. So I've transferred that into a blog post as well, because it may help other people. I've already got an idea for another blog post, podcast episode, but I will try to do that ASAP, and I will tell you about how, when I created that vacuum, how within less than 24 hours, maybe even 12 hours, something manifested. And so I'll leave it there. Bye for now.